ultra-high net worth individual is often painted in strokes of gold, diamonds, and unapologetic excess. We are conditioned to believe that a billion-dollar bank account is a green light for every whim, every vanity, and every glittering gauntlet the consumer world can throw at us. But if you were to peel back the heavy velvet curtains of the truly elite, you would find a startling paradox. True wealth is not defined by what is acquired, but by what is intentionally ignored. There is a specific, calculated list of items that the masters of the universe simply do not touch, not because they cannot afford them, but because their value system has transcended the common traps of the modern marketplace. While the world chases the shimmer of the new and the loud, those at the pinnacle are playing a much deeper, more silent game. Today, we step inside the inner sanctum of the world's most powerful families to reveal the items that will never find a home in a billionaire's portfolio. 1. The fragile illusion of temporary status. For the aspiring affluent, status is something to be worn like a badge, often in the form of loud logos, heavy branding, and the seasonal it bag that screams for attention. To a billionaire, however, mass-produced luxury is an oxymoron. They never buy into the trend-driven cycles of high street fashion houses that rely on fleeting recognition, while a millionaire might rush to buy the latest monogrammed jacket to signal their arrival. The billionaire remains invisible. They understand that true status is whispered, not shouted. They invest in the stealth wealth aesthetic, garments with no visible branding, crafted from vicuna or sea island cotton, tailored to a degree of perfection that only another member of the 1% would recognize. They bypass the trendy, depreciating assets of the fashion world because they are not looking for a seat at the table. They already own the building. Buying a logo is buying someone else's identity. And at this level of the game, identity is the only thing that isn't for sale. 2. The heavy price of conventional ownership. One of the greatest misconceptions about the ultra-wealthy is their obsession with collecting stuff. In reality, billionaires are increasingly moving away from the burden of conventional ownership for assets that demand more time than they provide value. You will rarely find a modern titan buying a standard mid-sized private jet or a production line sports car that requires constant maintenance and bureaucratic headaches. Instead, they opt for fractional ownership or bespoke chartering services that offer the utility of the asset without the logistical nightmare of its existence. They realized long ago that the greatest luxury isn't the object itself, but the freedom from its upkeep. Why own a fleet of depreciating supercars when you can have a curated selection delivered to your villa in Tuscany or your penthouse in Tokyo with a single phone call? They avoid the ownership trap because they understand that every physical possession is a tether. To the truly powerful, mobility is the ultimate currency, and they refuse to buy anything that weighs them down. 3. The deception of retail investment schemes. The financial industry is a master at creating complex products designed to peel away the wealth of those who have just enough to be dangerous. Billionaires never buy into retail-level investment schemes, get-rich-quick crypto signals, or the high-fee mutual funds marketed to the general public. Their financial world is one of private equity, direct venture capital, and off-market real estate deals that are never listed on a public exchange. They stay away from the volatility of the hype markets because they play for the long game of generational preservation. While the public is lured by the promise of 100x returns on meme coin, the billionaire is quietly acquiring a water rights portfolio or a rare earth mineral mine. They don't buy potential sold by a salesman. They buy control through structural advantages. They avoid the noise of the stock market ticker, preferring the silence of the boardroom, where the real decisions are made long before the public hears a whisper. 4. The hollow allure of excess square footage. There is a distinct difference between a mansion and a legacy estate. Billionaires have moved past the era of buying McMansions or homes that are merely large for the sake of being large. They never buy properties in overdeveloped, flashy neighborhoods where the main attraction is the proximity to other wealthy people. Instead, they seek out islands of privacy, estates with historical significance, architectural integrity, and, most importantly, impenetrable security. They don't buy the smart home gimmicks that will be obsolete in 3 years. They buy the land, the view, and the silence. A 10-bedroom house in a gated community is a trophy for a lottery winner. A 1,000-acre ranch with its own ecosystem is the sanctuary of a billionaire. They avoid the rich neighborhood aesthetic because they have no desire to be seen. They buy for the soul and the legacy, avoiding the flashy, glass and steel boxes that lack character and invite the prying eyes of the world. 5. The vanity of the public spectacle. In an age where everyone is a brand and privacy is a dying ember, the billionaire's greatest luxury is their anonymity. They never buy into the public spectacle. You won't find them spending millions on PR, campaigns to make themselves famous in the traditional sense. While celebrities crave the red carpet, the billionaire pays millions to stay off it. They don't buy VIP packages at public events where they have to rub shoulders with those who paid for the privilege. Their world is one of private galas, secret societies, and invite-only retreats where the entrance fee isn't money, but influence. They avoid the thirst for public validation because they know that visibility is a liability. To be known by everyone is to be a target. To be known only by the right people is to be powerful. They invest in NDAs, sophisticated digital scrubbing services, and private security details that look like ordinary assistants. They buy the shade, while the rest of the world burns in the sun. 6. The standard of the mass-produced experience. Whether it is travel, dining, or education, the billionaire never buys the standard version of a premium experience. They don't stay in the presidential suite of a famous hotel chain if they can rent a private, staffed villa that offers total seclusion. They don't eat at the 3 Michelin-star restaurant where a reservation is a battle. They hire the chef to cook for them on their yacht. They avoid the luxury that is packaged for the masses because it still feels like a transaction. For them, every experience must be frictionless and entirely bespoke. They don't wait in lines, they don't follow itineraries, and they don't settle for the best that is available to the public. They buy the ability to bypass reality. While a first-class ticket is the peak of travel for most, for the billionaire, it is a relic of a world they no longer inhabit. They avoid any experience that requires them to be a customer in the traditional sense, preferring to be a patron of a personalized reality. True wealth is a masterclass in the art of the no. It is a deliberate distancing from the noise, the clutter, and the vanity of the world's marketplace. By understanding what the elite refuse to buy, we gain a clearer vision of what actually matters: time, privacy, and the freedom to exist on one's own terms. Here at Pro Lexure, we believe that luxury is not about the price tag, but about the philosophy behind the life. If you found this glimpse into the silent world of the billionaires intriguing, we invite you to join our circle. Please like this video and subscribe to Pro Lexure for more deep dives into the architecture of high-end living. Thanks for watching. In our next journey, we will explore the secret bunkers and private islands where the world's most powerful families prepare for the future. We hope to see you there.